Hello everyone. Welcome to Patashala. This is me GP sir. Today we are going to discuss about the chapter the Union Executive. So in this chapter we are going to discuss who is the head of the state in the sense country, who is the head of the military force and what's the difference between the prime minister and the president. So all those things we are going to discuss. So let us start today's chapter without any delay. So welcome to the class, the Union Executive Part 1, and this is me GP sir. So in this chapter, we are going to discuss about the president. Already, I have told you this. So always remember in this video, whatever you can see on the screen, those are the points that you can make a note. And that itself is a notes for you. You need not to rewrite anything. You can take a screenshot or you can write it in a book. So that is as per the board examination. So those points, whatever I have are noted, you can see on the screen. That's more than enough for you people to study for your examination. So president is the head of the executive. Head of the executive in the sense we know that when it comes to the parliament, we have three wings, that is legislature, executive, and the judiciary. So president will be the head of the executive, and we call president as the first citizen of the state. So here, state in the sense country. It is not like Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, New Delhi, or something like that. When I say state, it is a whole country. So current president of India is Mr. Ramnath Kovind, that you can see in the picture as well. He is called as the first citizen of the state. I repeat, state means country. So now let us also discuss what are the qualifications for contesting for the election of president. Imagine you want to become a president. Can you become a president? So here in further slides we are going to study that president will be elected indirectly. So that is where you have to be very careful when it comes to what are the qualifications for election as a president. So if you wanted to contest for the election, what are the basic thing? The first and foremost thing that you have to remember is the candidate should be citizen of India. That's mandatory. That's compulsory. Citizen of India. Second one is he should not be less than 35 years of age. So when I say 35 years, so 35 years is what? It's age. So minimum, that is the age, 35 years. So anything above that, yes, you are eligible to contest. You have to remember the first qualification is you have to be a citizen of India. He or she should not be less than 35 years of age. At the same time, he should be qualified to become a member of the Lok Sabha. So when I say he should be qualified to become a member of the Lok Sabha, you remember that basic qualification there also, he should be a citizen of India. But here the age is 35 years. Lok Sabha, it is 25 years. He should not be an insolvent. Correct? Insolvent means, in a simple English, he should not be a pauper. At the same time, he should not hold an office of profit under any government sectors. So it could be a central government or state government or even the local self government, any other organization which can give monetary profit. Monetary profit means money. Any profit that can be given, he should not be heading to a head of that. So he should not be holding an office. So that's a basic thing. Another one is he should also be a sound minded. Sound mind means he should not be a mentally retarded. And the last point that you have to remember is he should not be declared as a convict or a criminal by any court. So these are the qualifications when it comes to the member of Lok Sabha, correct? So what are the member of Lok Sabha? You have to remember that means he should not be an insolvent. He should not be declared as a convict by any court of India. It could be the lower level courts or state high courts or the Supreme Court. So totally, these are the qualifications that you have to remember when it comes to the election of president. I repeat, citizen of India, he should not be less than 35 years of age. He should be qualified to become a member of the Lok Sabha. He should not hold an office of profit under any government sectors. So moving on to the next, what is the total tenure or the term or the period, the total time to be in office of the president? So that is maximum is 5 years. Always remember, any elected body, the maximum term is 5 years. Blindly, by default, you can write it. It could be prime minister, it could be an MP, it could be an MLA, It could be the president. The maximum term will be 5 years. However, within that 5 years, he can resign. The president can resign, and that resignation can be submitted to the vice president. And by the vice president, it goes to the Lok Sabha speaker. That you have to remember. Okay. And at the same time, imagine if the person is really good, he is eligible to get re-elected for the second term. Okay, so the president can be re-elected for the second term only. Third term, no, that we don't have option in India. Only for 2 terms, the president can be in his position. Not only that, during his period, that is within 5 years, if the president found to be against or violated the constitution, then he can be removed through the process of impeachment. Now, what is that motion of impeachment? The motion of impeachment is nothing but that's a process. See, the president is the highest position in India. Correct, he's the highest position. So just because of somebody has an allegation or somebody complains something about the president, he cannot be removed. So there is a proper procedure where the president can be removed, and only that should be proved that he violated the constitution. That means he went against, he broke the rule of the constitution. So then only the president can be removed. So that has to be proved with a majority by the both the houses, that is Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. For example, imagine a very simple example I'm giving. If you think that if somebody file a case against the president saying that president took the uh, corruption, okay, maybe some 200 crores or 500 crores he was took the corruption, or he just leaked all the military secrets of India. At that time, just he cannot be removed from his position. So that has to be presented. That discussion has to go on in both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. And there it has to be proved. Definitely there will be an inquiry committee will be there, investigation, all will be done. And after that, when we present in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, two-third majority should be passed. Then only the president can be removed. Otherwise, president will not be removed just like that, because that's the dignity of the position. Correct, he is the first citizen of the statement, he is the first person. So anything that is given the respect to the president is equivalent giving a respect to the country. So imagine what is the position of the president. So that is why the president can be removed only through the process of impeachment, and that should be passed by both the houses, that is the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, with two-third of majority should be passed. Okay. As of now, no president is impeached. So the thank God. So it will. It was never happened. Hope so. It will never happen in future as well. So now, apart from this, how can be the president office can be vacant? Vacancy in the office. What are the circumstances? What are the situations where the president office can be vacant? Vacant means empty. So that means no president in the country. One, after the 5 years of term. So definitely we have a beautiful procedure in our country. So imagine the current president term is going to end by next month. So before that only there will be a procedure which will be ready to have an election or to elect for the new president before the expiry of the current president's position. All the election will be done and there will be a new president also. So to that extent, our constitution is well planned, well defined. All the elections will be taken care. So expiration of the term, that is after 5 years, automatically the current president's term will be expired. Or in case of a sudden death of the president, it could be due to bad health or an assassination. Yes, at that time, the president office will be vacant, and immediately after the death of the president, and definitely in a very short notice, there will be an election that will be conducted to elect new president. The third reason where the office of the president can be vacant is resignation. Imagine if the president, he himself, he or she, resigned from her position. before completion of 5 years. Yes, at that time also, well planned, definitely there will be a new president also will be elected. Till then, the current resigned president will be acting as a president. Okay, acting as a president till the new president is elected. So that procedure also we have. And the last option is, in case if the president is removed through the motion of impeachment. I told you, we discussed in the previous slide. Motion of impeachment means if the president is proved incapability or misbehavior, then Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, there will be a discussion, and two-thirds of the majority has to be taken to impeach the president. So these are the main four reasons where the president office can be vacant. Next, coming to the election of the president, who will elect the president? So the first and foremost things, two things you have to remember. There are two types of election in India. One is direct election. Second one is indirect election. Direct election is that we all know that where we vote and choose our representatives. We vote. We go to the polling booth or the election booth with our voter ID, and we vote. They just mark on our fingers. So those are nothing but the direct election. Now, the president is elected through the indirect election. Now, first, let us understand what do you mean by indirect election. In this indirect election, people will not be voting. What do you mean by people? That means we, the normal, ordinary citizens, like we vote for other people like MLA, MP, or even to the corporators. We will not be voting for the president. That is why it is called as indirect election. So who will be voting for the president, that we will discuss in the next slide. So now, what are the reasons for the indirect election? Why president is elected indirectly? That is the main thing that we have to know. Why? The first reason why the president is elected indirectly is to maintain the dignity of the position. So imagine, we all know that whoever is elected by the people, by us, we have all the rights to question them. Imagine if the roads are not good or if there is no electricity. So we have all the rights to question either the local authority, or even it could be the MLA or MP. Question in the sense, we can ask them, so we can request them to make it. So imagine the same way, it is not so fair to question the president. As I told you in the beginning itself, we all know that president is the head of the state. Imagine if the common people, if they are start questioning the president, so definitely that will not be a fair part on the position of the president, correct? So that is the reason, to maintain the dignity of that position, to remain dignified affair, the president is elected through the indirect election. The first point, you can just write it even in your examination, to remain dignified affair. So is there any other way where we can simplify the sentence? You can simply say that to maintain the dignity of the president's position. I repeat, to maintain the dignity of the president position. So whenever you feel that I'm going too faster, or you want to make a note of whatever I'm going to explain, you can just pause it. You can also rewind. You can listen to it. So you have that option of reading it faster, 1.25, 1.5 at the same time in a slow motion, so that you can use it. Now, the second reason why the president is elected through the indirect election is, of course, to save the time of the election. Imagine India, we all know that it is one of the largest democratic countries in the world. And whatever we have, the huge population. So to elect one candidate, that is president, okay, either it will be from the opposition party one and the ruling party. There will be only two contestants always when it comes to the position of the president. To elect any one among those two, whole country people, if they are participating in the election, oh my god, you have to just understand and imagine how much time it will take. And definitely it is highly impossible to conduct election throughout the country at one time itself. So definitely 3 to 5 states will be one day, another few days, after a few days there will be another few states will be there. So that's like the normal elections will go on. So to save the time also, the president will be elected through the indirect election. Whatever you can see the points on the screen, the same points you can write it on your board examination itself. That is itself is a notes for you. Okay. Next, the third reason why it is indirect election is it is going to be a lengthy and costly process. I told you, imagine throughout the country, if you have to conduct an election, it is not going to happen in 1 or 2 days. Correct? It is not at all an easy task. You have to appoint election commission. You have to appoint the election officers for that matter. You have to have a particular places in each and every state and the cities. For that safety and security, you have to deploy the police department. There are so many things. Correct. So, and also you have to pay the salary for all those who involve in the election, so it is going to be definitely a costly process. So to avoid unnecessary waste of time, unnecessary waste of money, the president election is always a indirect election. Am I clear? And if it is a direct election, yes, of course it is going to take a too much of time, too much of money is wasted. It is going to be a lengthy process. So we all know that whenever there is a chief minister state level election also, correct? So how many days it will take? In one state only there will be election at 2 or 3 intervals in a month. So to avoid that, president election will be always an indirect election. So I hope I'm very clear what are the reasons for the indirect election. Whatever you can see, those 3 points, you can write it. That is to remain dignified affair, that is for the position, to save the time of the election, and it is going to be a lengthy and costly process. So till here I'm going to stop, and if you have any questions, you're most welcome to uh, comment. I'm just going to answer it to you very shortly, and we will meet in the next class in part 2. So bits and pieces, it is easy for you people to listen, so I'm making a very short video so that you people can go through it. So any question, you're most welcome to shoot me with your questions. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, this is me, GP sir from Patashala. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.